Wait, that's not the right one. I'm kidding. I did that on purpose.
It's like
there. Oh God.
How do you guys eat
Pizza, yes.
pizza pockets? How do you guys do it? Do you eat it like this, or you go because they're too hot?
I mean,
magma pockets.
lava pocket. I probably both. It's probably the in the beginning, and then it probably calms the fuck down later.
Then a quick gulp of whatever's in front of you, right?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Quick gulp of the ranch.
Slorp. A little splorch ranch. Yeah. That's uncomfortable. Those things are uncomfortable. What's up, everybody? It's the bounty board is back.
Oh, we're live. Hi.
We're live. Right?
Yes. That whole question was live.
A soft answer or soft open.
Yes, soft open. Deep open.
Always better when referenced.
Yes. For some reason, it said tech left and then tech rejoined.
Yeah, my internet crapped out for a second.
Yeah,
it does it every night around this time.
I'm gonna kill Cast real quick, and then redo it because
who's Cast?
Because it's all Whopper funkled. All right, BB 117 real one. All right, here's another link. Sorry, guys.
God,
I know, man. It's just so everybody that listens to this podcast knows, I moved my entire office, and then right after finishing doing that, my boot drive on my computer died. So I had to start over with a lot of shit, including OBS, and a lot of things are still kind of not in their optimum setup. So I'm sorry. That's that.
Yeah.
As soon as Sarge rejoins, we can start talking about the games. Hello. Okay, he didn't say he was in. All right. Anyway, hello. What's up? It's Wednesday, November 4th. I don't know what day it is. Oh, what day is it? And we're talking about video games. It's Bounty Board. I'm one of your hosts. Lubwub, my name's right here at the top. Below me is the one and only Sketch Sawyer. Say what's up, man.
Hello, everybody.
Next to him, the true one,
Tech Supreme.
Always good. And above him is Sarge. What's up, Ryan?
what's up?
It's a Bounties episode. So this episode we get to talk about some shit we've been getting into. But before that, let's dive into news. There's some interesting stuff here. I don't know how much you guys were able to dive into it, but I know the first news thing that I will talk about, my interest tech, NBA 2K21 is... Oh, you already got... Tell me. What's up?
Oh, no, it's just they're doing instead of the My Park, they're doing a city. They laid out a little map of it. Just regular game stuff. Nothing big, nothing. It's kind of dope because it's the power that the regular Xbox One probably couldn't do with all the people, like 100 people in like trying to play basketball, at the same time. This looks super cool, super sick.
Is it gonna have like
pretty excited.
Cars like that big a city or?
Well, they've always had like little like hoverboard type shits and bikes and things like that. So I think they're gonna do a little bit more of that.
All right.
It just looks a lot better than the park that has looked in the past.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's a lot. Oh my god.
There's a lot of people. Jesus,
that can't work.
Wow.
That can't work. I mean, I bet there's a bunch of AI stand-in people or something. That's dope though.
Welcome to Basketball City.
Basketball Town.
Interesting.
Dribbleton.
Yeah, so it's exciting for people who play 2K. 2K is huge when it comes to My Park. People play that more than the actual like an NBA season. Like that's
dope.
Kind of their player base is the My Park experience.
Wait,
neighborhood
a
experience.
gym? What?
Yeah, they got.
You have to
freaking courts inside there too.
You have to lift weights.
You have to lift weights.
So this is like Sims NBA edition.
Oh, it's a whole thing. It's
oh my god, there's stores.
Adventure.
This is kind of incredible.
This is genius.
And they've been doing this for years, like this, but not on a city scale.
Yeah, it's like
it was like a little park with like 5 courts, and then they had like a little neighborhood It's kind of small. This thing looks super massive.
Yeah,
Super dope.
yeah, this is cool. This is
And of
cool.
course, I already bought 2K21 for the next gen console, of course. So
Of course. Well, I mean,
First-
what are
first day,
you
I'm-
what are
I'm
you
in
doing
there.
with yourself if you're not?
right.
That's dope. That's dope. When I saw that, I was like, okay, cool, whatever. Then watching it, okay, that's actually kind of cool.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Keeping on track with the cool shit. One of the actors from Marvel's WandaVision coming. When is that? Is that soon? Is it November 30th?
It's supposed to be December, which was their original date, and they had Disney put up a quick little like blurb of what they got coming on in November. And basically they don't run big shows back to like at the same time, right? Like
Sure.
Mandalorian may have intersected maybe a couple episodes between something else they were doing. I forgot what it was. But they generally don't like they don't want to run shows. They want to keep you subscribed. So everyone's
Yeah.
pretty much speculating that WandaVision is going to come right after the end of Mandalorian season 2.
Sure. Yeah, they need to get into that HBO cycle anyway. Where like show end for season, new show start, and just kind of like keep people's subscriptions constant. That's dope. So who's the actress? Tiana Paris, who's playing Monica Rambeau. Who, fun fact for super nerds, I guess for people who aren't super nerds, Monica Rambeau was technically Captain Marvel before Carol
If you're a
Danvers.
super nerd, you probably know that. So this is a fun fact for
Right,
non-super nerds.
I said that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers was.
Mhm.
And in the Captain Marvel movie, her best friend from the Air Force, her daughter's Monica Rambeau.
Nice little nod there.
So
Maybe
I don't know
setting
when
up
the
a
fuck
potential
when does this
torch
take?
passing.
Well, when does this take place? Oh, I guess
WandaVision's
Captain.
all over the place.
Well, no, I guess
don't
Captain
think it
Marvel. Captain Marvel took place in the '90s, right? So
Right.
Monica Rambeau would be in her 30s now.
Or teens.
90s to 2020. That's 30 years.
Okay.
So
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
All right.
So dope. But anyway, Tiana Paris was talking with Screen Rant and said that the WandaVision show is like an action show, full on action movie mixed with sitcoms, which is
Weird.
Yeah, that's a weird fucking synopsis, but
Because the trailer didn't look actiony at all. It looked like Fargo or something, you know?
yeah, but there were moments in the trailer that were like
Things were happening.
Yeah, you could tell stuff was
Well, I
happening.
think
It's hard to tell.
If I had to theorize, I think they're trapped in some sort of dimension
Yeah,
or universe, and it's making them reenact sitcoms.
Man,
And,
okay,
and the
so
battles of them getting out of it.
well, not Wanda. Yeah, Wanda Maximoff can create reality from her brain.
I don't know if she's this. I don't know if this Wanda is there yet.
But what if this is her like learning to get there so she can bring Vision back because she could make
Yeah.
him in her mind and then bring him back to life.
So there's a Marvel character named Mojo that basically traps people in reality television shows. Like he was in the X-Men video game on the Genesis. He looks like a big like slug with spider legs. And those for watching the show. Tech is gonna take a quick technological break. But yeah, so let me see Mojo Marvel Wiki. So he's mostly an X-Men character, and since we know that that character like X-Men's being folded in, this would be a pretty incredible way to do that, but I think it's very unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows at this point.
So Mojo is a race of spineless beings from a planet named Mojo World, which is in a pocket dimension.
So solid.
The race were
No,
slowly
not
driven
solid,
insane.
Brian. They don't have bones.
No, they're spineless. They have bones. So if you look up his like spider torso, his lower torso, there's like a fake spine that I don't know. Anyway, the race were slowly driven insane by waves of television signals from another spectrum, time-space continuum.
Weird.
Yeah, so they look like demons. So yeah, he's always like trapping people in like a reality
What the
TV show.
fuck? He looks amazing. He looks like a Spawn character.
Yeah, Mojo is awesome. So that would be a pretty cool way to introduce the X-Men. But it's too cool, so it's not gonna happen.
Sure. Sure, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it's interesting. There have been people saying for a minute that this show is weird as fuck. Paul Bettany said it's the oddest of all the Marvel endeavors so far, calling it a super avant-garde and weird project. Which, yeah, sure, it looks fucking bananas, and nobody actually has any idea what the fuck's going on. So,
Well, Marvel and Disney and all them have been doing a very good job of keeping all their secrets over the years. Like we didn't
Yeah.
know what Infinity War was going to be before it came out, and same thing with Mandalorian and stuff like that. Like all the secrets stay hidden before it comes out. That's the best way to be honest.
yeah, honestly, that's absolutely the best way to be. Let's see. Assassin's Creed Valhalla came out with a trailer a couple days ago that shows off its Norse mythology.
Another trailer.
I mean, it's gearing up to Assassin's Creed season, so yeah. With Watch Dogs out, we're just gonna get inundated with Assassin's Creed shit. This one focused on Norse mythology and the stuff that you'll be interacting with that in the game, which is interesting. Everything else so far has been like super Western religion, and this is the first like pagan religion that we're gonna like interact with, except for what am I trying to say? The Egypt one. That one wasn't Western. Origins. Thank you. Yeah, that wasn't
I wonder if I'm
Western.
gonna like this. We need to talk about this later on topic.
Oh, sure.
Oh god, that's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks
It's
real
the
good.
city underneath. Was that Yggdrasil? The
Yeah, I
white
think
tree?
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting more excited about this because of some of the things that it's talking about, but we will talk about what excites us about open worlds more in depth as we get going. Beyond
Spoiler
the
alert.
news.
That's what the episode's about.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, we'll get there. Next news ting. Rainbow Six teased a new character in Neon Dawn, which looks like someone with a big scar along her cheek named
Dawn?
Is it named Dawn?
I
No.
don't know,
The new operator is a defender named Aruni. It looks like she can block doors with like a laser grid, which doesn't seem like it's really blocking a door so much as it's saying, "Hey, don't go through this door."
Well, if death is the penalty, that's a pretty good block.
Yeah, but if it's big red lasers you can see,
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna walk through that fucking door.
It's a Watson trap, bro.
Still, you can see doors too, Caleb. Those are a block.
No, but if there's a door with red lasers, I'm just not gonna walk through it. That's not a trap.
Yes.
That's just a don't go that way.
Yeah, but that's a good deterrent though.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
But it's a Watson trap because she just walked through it.
She did just walk through it.
It shuts off so she could walk through it.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I played some Siege after it landed on Game Pass, and it's fun.
Did you?
Yeah, it's fun, but it's slow.
We used to play it a lot, actually.
We used to play it a ton.
I did.
You can't play ranked until you're level 40 now. So
Jeez.
I'm level 20.
That's smart, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably
that way skilled people aren't getting stuck with randoms that are
garbage.
2 days in.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get into Rainbow Six a little bit over this winter break that's coming up. Who knows?
Probably
not.
Probably not. Bunch of confident ass people here. Ben, did you see the Sea of Thieves updates, my friend?
Yeah. Of course
Do you know them? Do you wanna take this one?
Oh, it's just a performance jump with frame rate locks and stuff like that. So if you've played on PC, you just get ready to get that level of fidelity on your TV. That's all.
Oh, sure.
So the console version is only marred by a very slight graphical drop and mostly in the water, believe it or not. And some of the lighting, like the volumetric lighting is a little more crisp on the PC, but mostly frame rate. So we get guaranteed 60 frames, quicker load times, higher fidelity. Sure. And I think that's about it, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice. I just remembered that I play this game on PC now. So I don't... Yeah,
60 frames at 4K. Of course, 60 frames on the S, but at 1080. But yeah, I think people like, even the most casual players will see a difference from 1X to Series X, and everybody else is gonna feel the load time change.
Yeah, sure.
Because Caleb plays on PC, and
Yeah, I'll go.
He'll hit the
him.
mermaid and be on the ship in like 5 seconds. And that's
Yep.
Mr. just on a black screen, just going, "Well, I hope our ship's not sunk."
I'm like,
So-
it's fine, don't worry. Let's see. What's the? Oh, I got a couple of trailers. We got the Battle Pass overview for Apex Season 7, which starts the 7th, right? The 6th? Tech, when's that
That's
right
season
now.
start?
It started like an hour ago.
Nice.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought it was originally supposed to start. Oh my god! So if you're watching the stream, there's some of the costumes and stuff happening now. Yeah, I've only gotten through
That
one
map
Battle
looks
Pass.
really good.
Yeah,
This is the
it's
first
just-
time I've seen the map.
This map looks litty titty.
Tech was talking to me about it the other day, and I was like, man, I was hoping like a PUBG like woods vibe, like some foresty or something like that. And he was like, no, it's like an open city. I was like, oh great, another one, but this looks really good.
Yeah, this looks dope. I like the tech noir wraith skin that they're running around with, where she's like in like black leather. It looks real
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's sick. She's got like a fucking pompadour too. What's this big fucking ring in the map? Is that like accessible or is that just on the border?
You talking about that big orb?
Yeah, the big orb. Sorry, I said ring. That's what I meant.
It is where that planet was basically fucked up through
Okay.
the black hole. So
Okay, that's dope. Yeah, this is
Little
up
bit
in
of
the
lore there.
clouds. This looks fucking great. This looks great. So yeah, the Battle Pass is launching with Season 7. That's now out. I thought it was launching later, and I did not realize it was out now. I have only finished one Battle Pass. That was Season 5. For Apex. I've finished a couple Battle Passes with... Okay, this is an interesting question. Of people that play games with Battle Passes, how many of you get all the way through the Battle Passes that you get?
I get through all my with Apex. I've gotten through every single battle pass that I've gotten.
Okay.
I mean that they've offered.
I made it to like 60 on this one or something
Yeah.
this time, but I didn't play it all the way through. Obviously. I
Sure.
just-
I don't think I've ever made it to a battle pass in any game ever.
Ever? Shame for shame. Did my
Shame.
crackling stop, y'all?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it was because I had my mic rotated into my spit guard a little bit, so it was pulling the cord a little bit. Sorry everybody for that audio blackness.
Yeah, way to go.
I've only finished a few battle passes I've bought. Like season 1 and 2 of Call of Duty I finished because we were playing that game like crazy. Just the last Rocket League battle pass we finished, but that's because they extended it for like 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah, it took forever. And then I've only finished one battle pass on Apex. Interesting. I
Yeah, I
don't
mean-
play one game long enough to like really get through one. Rarely.
Yeah. You're a variety gamer. I'm definitely Apex hardcore, so I finished all the battle passes with a lot of time to spare.
Sure. Yeah. When we finished season 5s, that's when I was playing like Apex only on stream, and like by the time we got through it and it said 45 days left, we were like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Because we had a bunch of time to wait until the next content came out for us to get through.
The Twitch got raided. So from I guess Kelly Harold. Or
Oh
Kelly?
yeah, what's up, Harold? They watched us do the community podcast last night. Thanks for hanging out and showing up.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back. We're talking about video games this time, which is they have communities. The communities are just not as fun and friendly as Greendale Community College's community. I guess that's it with the news, really, honestly. I found a little list of PC gaming gifts that everybody should be looking for their friends and significant others. And I thought it was sales. It's not. That was the big thing. So I'll just throw that in the show notes so you can see some of the top tech items this year. It's November. It's weird that we're talking about Christmas shit.
I don't like it. Don't want it. Don't want to talk about it. Don't care about it.
It's
Don't
not
want
What are we talking about? What was the question?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Oh,
Not. I don't
Christmas
think
is
Ben's
canceled,
saying
bro.
he hates Christmas. I think Ben's saying not yet. Wait till Thanksgiving's over. Or do you mean no Christmas?
I don't want Christmas this year.
Oh, Ebenezer.
I didn't get to have a 2020. I don't want to celebrate the end of 2020.
Well, that's New Year's Day,
That's 5 days away from Christmas.
but it's not Christmas.
Christmas is
So you're not gonna celebrate Christmas at all? Because if you don't, then you're gonna be kind of an a-hole to
But if you
Scrooge,
start, we're gonna give you so much shit.
Scrooge Sawyer. You should change your Twitter name to Scrooge Sawyer.
at least for Christmas time.
Not like
Yeah.
your handle, but the name, the display name.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take it under
Scrooge
consideration.
McFucking.
Thank you for your request.
No problem. Yeah, so that does it for the news, honestly. Not much else going on in games, but
Oh, one last thing. Squadron's got a huge update. They got to 2.0, and it's like over 100 fixes.
Oh.
So no new content, just fixes?
Yeah. No, there's content's not going to be up for a long time, if at all, actually.
Yeah, there's rumors going around that this is a tech test for Battlefront 3. And that if this worked and got people to play it, then they would port this into Battlefront.
This model,
Yeah.
this play model, which was more simulation than the last. But that's going to make some people angry because people probably liked what was there before. But anyway, so they fixed a bunch of stuff. The ranking being locked at 0, the bomber being too strong, people flying into the ships and staying on the ship. They call it mosquitoing, where you like just fly into it and stop and then just did all the damage just being stuck on the side of the ship. They called it mosquitoing. So they do that now. They say you're going to get destroyed. But a lot of stuff, lots and lots and lots. This is the patch I think everybody's been waiting for. The only thing that they don't have that hasn't even been addressed, probably because I'm just a small voice amongst dozens, the free look solution. And I'll put this into the air now. If you free look, it locks your flight controls. So you can look or you can fly, but you can't do both. And then you can like quick look left, right, up, or down. But then I want Ace Combat was famous for having this thing where you could actually look at your target that you're flying, that you're chasing. Like it's actually like a headlock button.
Yeah.
So if he's behind you, you push on PlayStation, you hold down triangle, and it looks back that way. And then so what you do is you look that way, and then whatever your controls are, you twist, pull back, and you fly into
it to go that way. Yeah.
But you do it while your head's. It's great. It's awesome. It's what makes Ace Combat Ace Combat. So I wish they would do that. And last point, we need that because we're playing with people with VR. So they can head track.
They can head track, sure.
And we can't. So we got to equalize it somehow.
Yeah. So did you tweet to them to like fix their game?
I did it in the forums and no, to fix their game. No, I've been a voice of positivity. I'm like, this is great, guys. Thanks. You know, and then always like a, hey, but can we do a free look thing?
Yeah.
Hey, but
I don't think positivity works though. Anybody that talks shit on a game or on a movie, they fix it.
Yeah, positivity
Sonic sucks.
can work.
And
yeah,
then
sure.
New Sonic, like what?
You got games that go into early access though that are built on community feedback.
I know.
That do good shit.
In the day and age of in the first 24 hours, people are saying the game is dead. I will be the guy that's just like, thanks guys, game's great. Thanks for
Can
the
you
update.
fix this real quick?
But
can you look at this real quick?
Yeah. I don't know why the flight sticks get locked when you free look. That's so fucking strange. Oh, there was one thing that I noticed in the game, and I thought it was me. If the diagonals would slow you down. It's really strange. So if you're pulling back, which for me is up, you're going full speed. But the second you want to start going left or right, it slows you down. So you can go full left or full up at full speed, but anything in between, and it was very strange. And I thought it was me, but it's been addressed. So I can't wait to fire it back up and see what it feels like.
You know what? I did notice that. I would have to like roll and then talk.
Yeah.
I could not go at the same time.
Very strange.
Yeah. Well, it's cool to see that game's getting technical support. Let's hope that eventually it gets some content support. But we know EA, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
We already know Motive's working on something else, so
Motive's working on two something elses. Yeah.
One of them Star Wars.
Who actually knows? Yeah. Who actually knows? So this episode is normally our Bounties episode, but I figured because most of us have been playing a thing for the last week, we'd probably talk about that. And it prompted me to think about open worlds. So we're all playing Watch Dogs Legion.
One would say we live in an open world.
Well, Ben...
Maybe for you guys.
Not in 2020.
Yeah,
this level, guys, this level sucks.
It's been Hub Worlds.
I need some new content. This level's getting really old.
I'm getting tired of this level.
Need new DLC.
I need to DLC my friends.
What does that mean exactly?
I have
what?
no idea
Yeah,
what that
go ahead
means.
and tell us.
All right, I'm out. I'm head out.
Finish.
That Key and Peele skit. Bup, 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 bup. Why do you keep saying that? What does that mean? Yeah. Yeah. So we're all playing Watch Dogs, and two people. It's their first Watch Dogs ever, right?
Yep.
Tech and Ryan, you'll have never played Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
Nope.
this is my first one.
And then for me and Ben, you played some of 1 and 2.
Yeah, I diddled the first one, but I put a lot of time into the second one. But
Sure.
for some reason it started to feel just sort of samey, and it lost me. Like it didn't have a hook.
Sure.
Do you foresee that not happening this time?
Not yet. The last story chapter I went through I want more of that. It was such a
Oh,
strange.
yeah.
It's talking about Mandalorian and WandaVision. I don't know if you're here for this. Like so many studios now are burying what you actually get with a weird trailer, right? So you get a trailer and then you watch it and you're like, whoa. Like Infinity War. The trailer was only the first 15 minutes of the movie, right?
Yeah.
And then the movie happened, you're like, wow, nobody saw this coming. So this chapter did not see this coming.
Yeah.
Did not see that. It was
From all the trailers, everything like that, you would have never known.
no, none of the trailers for Watch Dogs covers any of the real content. They just talk about the open world. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exciting.
yes.
That's
So that has me wanting more. I don't know how long the open world's going to be really captivating. I don't know if it's going to open up more. I know there's like the mission spots are much more interesting than the world itself. The world, we'll talk about this in more detail, but the world is passable. I have some gripes, but it's not the most interesting, and it's kind of buggy. You see a lot of video game shenanigans,
Sure.
Yeah.
and
See a lot of
you'll be
real
in
life
one
stuff
mission.
though, too.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Like somebody checking out somebody that's got the same jacket that happened last.
Yeah. Yep.
Week.
Dude.
And
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
one last thing. So you'll be in one mission, and they're like, "It's in the warehouse next door, bruv." You're like, "Oh, sweet." So you get outside, and it's on the other fucking side of the map. And I'm like, "Nah, bruv." So I fast traveled like 6 times in one mission yesterday, and thank God I could do that. It made it very organic and fast, and that was fine. But boy, howdy, do they send you all over the map?
Yeah, they do.
And if you want to make that game last 300 hours, just don't fast travel, because wow.
Yeah.
It does feel like when you're like even riding a scooter, you get around real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna drive across the city, and then like got there and was like, oh, cool.
What is
We're
city?
here. Yeah.
No, the traffic never quite feels like, oh shit, I got. And
Yeah, can
I'm
you
just
imagine if a
nuts.
game like realistically simulated
Right.
London fucking traffic?
I
You
think
wouldn't
it
get
should,
anywhere.
man.
You
I
wouldn't
think it
get
should,
anywhere.
especially. Well, maybe they should.
That's what you have specific people for. Like if you get the getaway driver, there's a hack that you can let everything in front of you moves to the side.
Yeah,
That's what that hack's for.
I
Yeah.
think the other games did that. I distinctly have a memory of this.
Some games like fucking Assassin's Creed Unity had huge crowds, like
Yeah.
massive. You were swimming through a sea of people in Porsche.
No, I mean specifically the cars get out of the way maneuver.
oh,
If
you can
use
do
the
that. You
police
can do
car
that in
on
this one.
GTA.
I know, Caleb, but
He's
in
saying
other
that you could do
games-
that in previous Watch Dog games.
You weren't listening.
Previous
Anyway,
Watch
it's fine.
Dogs, Ben, or just
Yeah.
other?
I mean that would be logical. If that's not the answer, then it was another game where you could
It's,
make people.
yeah, it's definitely
divert.
other Watch Dogs, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think maybe to have a realistic open world game with like New York style traffic, where
That
like,
would be
you
so
wouldn't-
boring.
You wouldn't dare have your own car.
Have you been in New York?
No, but I know that. That's why I
Literally-
brought it up.
You'd be running or catching a subway.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I
yeah.
brought it up. So in order to have that in an open world, it'd have to be a game when, right?
So you get back to that
So
last
have
part.
to be a
Kevin.
what?
Have to
Your
be a
joke
game
would have
what?
landed had it not went completely
Cool.
blank.
Thanks, Discord. So let's okay. So this podcast is about researching podcast software. No, so it would be cool if new podcast software Discord. So it would be cool if you had cities traffic so congested if the game let you fly. So like Spider-Man. or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah,
right?
sure. Spider-Man doesn't
Yeah.
have that
So you
busy
weren't-
streets, though.
So you weren't like actually stuck in traffic, but it looked realistic.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I wonder, that's got to be a computational problem.
Oh,
so I
sure.
wonder if next gen will see cities get a little more busy. But at the same
See what-
time, games
We'll see
like
what Cyberpunk can do.
Sure. But at the same time, games like Hitman and I don't know, games that don't give you an open world but give you a big hub to move around in have huge crowds. There's a couple of Hitman
Yep.
maps that are in like India, or there's one that's in like a big event in like Beijing or something, and like it's fucking crowded. It's like there's people everywhere, they're all interacting. So yeah, who knows what that looks like. I was gonna say, talking about shit happening in the Watch Dogs open world, tonight before I hopped on the stream, I was playing with Toph, and we were going through and doing all the boxing rings, which like I like fighting in this game. At a point, if you have a boxer that's got enough skills, it's too easy.
Nice.
As it should be.
Sure. We're doing amateur.
Because if you have an
fighting
old
and
lady, have an
Yeah.
old lady, she can't punch. She can just slap.
yeah, that would be great to go into one of those
Dude,
rings with an old
Playing
lady.
an old lady in this game was hilarious.
I need to give that a shot. I have one that I've recruited, but she farts all the time, so I can't take her on missions and be sneaky because she toots. But anyway, I was walking down the street and a cop was harassing. You run into this all the time in this game. An Albion cop was harassing somebody and like kicked their feet out so they landed on their knees. And I didn't see that, but I heard like the impact, and then I heard someone yell, "Yo, why the fuck would you do that?" And I was like, "What happened?" So I turned, because I've seen characters fight. Famously, one of the grandmothers of one of my agents slapped the shit out of a street artist because like she was talking shit. It was really funny. I was like, "Damn, your grandma goes hard, dude." But I ran over to this because I was gonna, distract the guy and then beat him up because like that's what you do. And before I could, a fucking citizen came flying in and just decked the fucking cop. And I was like, "What?"
Wow.
And then like 3 people started fighting the cops, and this cop was fighting a small mob of people. And I just sat there like, "Oh shit, this is
Nice.
awesome." And I don't know if I was in one of those districts that I'd made defiant, or if that was just like a random occurring event. But seeing that happen, I was like, "Oh, huh, all right." Sometimes they do
Nice.
actually fight back. That's dope.
Yeah, well, I triggered my own situation like that. There was a woman being accosted, or at least about to, and the cop grabbed her by the shoulder and like directed her to walk this way down the street. Like let's go
Yeah.
this way. And as soon as he put his hand on her, I shocked him, and she grabbed that hand and did like a reversal and put him on the ground,
Fucking great.
and then ran away. I'm like, that was great.
I'm
There's so
gonna
many
go-
little.
I'm gonna go follow that person so I can recruit them because they're dope.
No, well, the way the game works is 9 times out of 10, if you help somebody get away, they contact you right away.
Yeah.
And the game, and they say like, "Oh, I don't know how I can repay you," and he's like, "Well, how about you just join DedSec?" Okay,
Yeah.
bet. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the weirdest person y'all have recruited? Because for people who don't know, the premise of Watch Dogs Legion, the reason it's called Legion and not 3, is it's taking a distinctly
You have a rare skin disease, and no, I'm just
not lesion. You take the game is specifically not with one singular protagonist. There's not like an Aiden Pierce or a Marcus
Yeah.
Holloway from the first or second games. You just play a dude or a chick when you get started, and then you recruit people, and anybody that you see as an NPC in the city is recruitable unless you make them hate you. So you can kind of build your team out of whatever the hell you want. So there's weird quirks that people have, or highly skilled operatives that you can pick up. So what is y'all's favorite weird person other than
I
old
don't-
ladies? Because apparently running around with old
Oh
people
yeah,
is
the old
really
lady was
fun.
great. She had a grenade launcher and like that World War I helmet with the spike on the top.
What?
And, when she would climb over barriers, she would like flop down and then and then roll off. The one time I was climbing down a ladder and she went 2 steps and just fell the rest of the way. Just all part of the animation.
That's
So
very
yeah,
good.
old people are great. They make it really fun and comical, not in too much of a slanderous way. It's just a good time.
Yeah.
I don't recall having anything too weird. I haven't gotten a street performer yet. I haven't got a living statue. I haven't got a magician or anything, or a musician.
I got
Yeah,
a
it's
beatboxer. That shit's wild.
Can you just push?
You can
B to
emote.
beatbox?
Yeah, you can emote to beatbox. Yeah.
That's great.
Hmm.
I do. Okay, so I did take my old woman to like a pop-up festival. There's like a guy on a stage and a bunch of people dancing. Some people had some protest signs. So I went in there and started dancing, and she was just like snapping her finger to the music, and she started saying like really like old person like this beat is great, yo, or whatever. Like, let's see you. You've got some. Who wants to see my moves? And people started to leave. It was great.
That's funny. Just killing
Yeah.
the vibe. Granny killing the vibe.
I don't think I have anybody weird, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been very
So who's
picky
your
with who I wanted.
favorite? Do you have one that you end up like doing more than another agent?
Fuck, I've lost all my favorites.
I have a oh god, you guys had a terrible time yesterday.
Dude, I had a bad time last night.
I've got a spy that I use a lot, and then I got a hacker from completing the first burrow.
Yeah.
I got him for free, and I use him a lot because he's got like a shock hack, so I can shock people through like cameras and shit.
Yeah, it's dope.
And,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So
That's
it's pretty cool to have that. But yeah, I use them like almost exclusively. I haven't gotten any of like the Hitman or anything like that, so I might switch up to the Hitman from my spy. But my spy is really good. Her takedowns are really cool. And
That gun kata's fucking great, isn't it?
What's that?
There's the spy. The spy doesn't have gun kata. That's the hitman.
No, you're right. The Hitman does. So if you have your gun out, you can just run up to hit X and do some John Wick shit, and it's awesome every time.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal.
Like there's no
contesting it. You just take them down.
it's just
it's great.
awesome.
It's great.
Nice.
I lost
if
most of my
you
killers.
have
though.
invisible. So if you go invisibles, because like you got to run between targets, otherwise you're just a bullet sponge. So you kill someone, go invisible, relocate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope. My favorite is my boxer, Vicky Price, dude. She's badass. She's got like her character model has like bruises and scars on her face from fighting so much, and she has an ability that as she hits people, she recharges her abilities. Her last hit of a combo launches a shockwave that staggers people around them.
Oh, I've seen that. I didn't know that was a shockwave.
And then she has tear gas that she can drop, but she wears a mask, so the tear gas she's immune to it. So I can drop tear gas and like stop people from attacking me, and then just like take them all down. And I had one of the last fights you do, or maybe not you do, but one of the last fights I ended up doing in one of the fighting rings was a guy who, when he's about to lose, calls for backup.
That's the second one. Yeah,
that was the
second
last.
fight.
That was the last fight I did. Because you can
interesting.
they're all over the map. You can do them whenever you find them.
I would have just assumed it was sequential and not location. But...
Nope, it was the last one for me.
Okay, second.
Yeah, so at the end you're fighting like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
And using her, I could finish a combo on one, and everyone would be interrupted in what they were doing.
Bro, I went off when that happened. I killed all 4 of those people without taking a hit.
Yep, I was like,
incredible.
this is all right. I'm a badass. This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tech, do you have any characters that you've picked up that have been like, oh, this is fucking cool?
I haven't played that long yet.
What? All right, so
I've only played an hour.
Oh, I thought you played more than that. All right. Well, what do you like about it? Since you've never really gotten into it, but you sounded like you were at least experiencing it well.
Yeah, I enjoy it as a whole. I'm just so busy.
Which hole?
All the holes. No, I mean I like the open world. I'm okay with the open world. I like the I just really like the first mission. So like if there's more of that, I'm gonna definitely love it. Like
Sure.
there's more of like sneaking around. Even one mission I did with my first character, sneaking around and doing this thing and triggering this and doing that. I kind of just enjoy that aspect of it.
Sure. We're all looking forward to the multiplayer, so we can all run around together, which is a month away, December 3rd or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a long conversation with Ryan like 3 or 4 nights ago playing this, and then continued that conversation with Dentalicious at a coffee shop in St. Louis on Monday or something like that. So the conversation I had with Ryan that we had was specifically like, yo, like this feels like kind of the open world idea taken to maybe not the max, but like, I don't know. Our conversation was more focused on like Grand Theft Auto and Skyrim kind of set the stage for what open worlds were before this generation of games. And then now we're here with Watch Dogs, and it feels like Grand Theft Auto, but in the future.
It does.
What do we think, or what do we want to see come next? because I think I said to you, Ryan, like
Oh wow.
we're getting another Grand Theft Auto. Like, what are they gonna
Yeah.
do to make us go, oh shit? Because every Grand Theft Auto has one of those moments, right?
Yeah.
I think
Um,
like the star of that was the story. It felt like a well put together movie,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I think more of that because obviously if you play Grand Theft Auto, just fucking around, it's all the same. Just, you do wild shit, you get 5 stars, whatever. But the story really what brought me into the last Grand Theft Auto.
That's pretty good.
sure. GTA 5 story is dope. Ryan, did you play through the story in GTA 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I cashed out big because I played it the right way.
Yeah, because
If
when
you,
you at the end when you are doing those like hitman
yeah,
missions with Franklin,
if
you
you
can like
wait,
invest in the other companies, right?
yeah, if you wait to the very end and like cash in on like the 25 million on the final mission, and then you go do the hitman missions after, you can bet like, or you can invest the 25 million each time into like the company you need to go take out, or the competing
Mm-hmm.
company, so then you make like millions more. It doesn't matter because it's all like all
Single player.
Yeah,
it's
but
all
you can
single
like go
player.
buy the golf course or some shit. So like,
Yeah, yeah, you can ball out on single player, feel good about yourself.
sure, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm interested like what multi or not well multiplayer for sure and open worlds. But like, what do you guys want to see in open worlds that you don't see now, or what do you like that you see that you want to see more of? Because one of the things that I spoke with Dentalicious with Adam about was that like most of these open worlds like don't have places you can go into a ton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the Division was like the first game where we were like, oh shit, you can go inside a lot of these fucking buildings.
like 70% of the buildings you can go
Yeah, it
in.
was wild. Maybe not all, whatever, 30 floors of them, but you would constantly be inside buildings that had like multiple hallways and shit.
Yeah.
For me, I think what I would want is that would be an amazing feature as well. But one thing I liked about Spider-Man, it was so realistic. Like I knew some of the buildings, I knew what was around the corner.
Yep.
I
Mhm.
want more like completely mapped out, like simulator. Or even you guys were telling me that Assassin's Creed, the Egypt mode was so well done. The,
Yeah.
the Egypt game
Yep.
was so well done that it was actually mapped out. I want completely mapped out to what it is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like a city that's like, oh, that is New York, or that is St. Louis, or that is Chicago.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
completely. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's not
Yeah,
even
not
a
like small sections. Like this is the city.
like
You've
this
got
this
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is city limits of this city and you're here.
Yeah,
And
that'd be
like
dope.
you know that Michigan Ave is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially for like places and you're like, oh cool, I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
this place and see if it's still there, and it actually is. One of the cool things about Assassin's Creed Unity was that I'm pretty sure it's like an almost perfect 1-to-1 of Paris, and like the surrounding town around Versailles, to the point where my grandfather and I were able to run around in Versailles and find his old house that he grew up in as a kid, or he lived in. He didn't grow up, but there. But when he lived there as a kid, we were like walking down the street, and he was like, "Stop, look up." And he's like, "That little window is my bedroom window," and it was like, "Oh shit, this is wild!" Like
Yeah.
that was a whole different level. So yeah, I don't know why more games don't do that, but Unity's kind of famous for the fact that when Notre Dame caught on fire last year, they were able to give their digital
source
map
files.
of Notre Dame to the city so that they could rebuild the damage that was done. Interesting. Okay, so full scale cities looking or going inside places. What were you gonna say, Ryan?
So I think the full like the scaled cities would be great, and I think Grand Theft Auto needs to make it to where like GTA 5 has the main city, and then it's got like the mountains, and then like the suburb that's
Mm-hmm.
just out at the top of the map. Um, I think they need to do kind of like, what was it? Was it Rivals, or was it The Crew that did it to where there was multiple cities that you could travel to,
It was the
but they were
Crew.
realistic cities.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was the Crew. You could drive from New York to like San Francisco,
yeah,
except it
and
took
like
like
I
10 minutes.
know, yeah, but you could do. I mean, GTA could do like you could take the train, have a cutscene, and you're there. Just kind of
Sure.
like
Yep.
Watch Dogs has, you can fast travel from this part of the town to the other. It's just a cutscene or like a load screen, and then you're there. I think having something like that would be so much better. You're involving more than one city. You're involving a bigger storyline, allowing bigger things to happen.
Yeah,
with
like if the
the
airport
next
actually worked
right,
in Grand Theft Auto, you could actually fly to Vice City or fly to
right.
whatever New York was called.
I don't know how they
Liberty.
would integrate that like multiplayer wise.
Just have it be separate
But
lobbies, right? Like you matchmake into a new lobby while you're on the plane or something.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but I can't really expect too much more out of open world, honestly, because like GTA has a lot, and obviously they just keep adding new like fun elements to the game, but nobody's. I don't think really people are complaining a whole lot about it.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's the trick is that like a lot of people don't think the system is
Broken.
broken, right? So like how do we make it better when people aren't asking for better right now? And I guess that's kind of the point of like innovating, but who knows? So
So what the trick behind game development, or to sorry, I just got interrupted by a studio called Prime One Studio announces a new Lord of the Rings. Oh, I thought it was a game. Never mind. It's just a statue of Legolas. Anyway, okay. So I think what game developers need to do. Oh, that sounds sort of needy. I think when they do well, it's when they give you something you didn't know you wanted, and it becomes your new best thing, right?
sure.
So it's not something that people asked for. They just created something like, oh my god, this is excellent. You know,
Right.
I think all those additions to Deep Rock probably were not things people were requesting, like a oil, like a refining mission. No way people asked for that. Maybe an escort mission with the tank sounds a little more like something somebody would come up with, but you
But
know,
yeah, that building a fucking Ryan, did you do that with us or was that Odin?
As Odin.
Yeah, you
But-
build like they drop a big derrick and then you have to like
What?
connect it to and then you have to connect it to these little like sinkholes that are creating liquid morkite. And by connect it, you have to actually like run cable out to it and then build that cable, and then once that cable's built, you can like ride along the top of it like it's a rail, like Tony Hawk style. It's fucking great.
mhm.
It's real cool.
Yeah. So Warframe is classic about doing that. They always add new features that nobody expected. But that's for better and for worse because they don't fix the things that they need, that people are asking that need fixed.
You
there's-
really fixed my game today. Like you said
Huh?
like 3 things that sound like fix this game. Like, just game complaints.
What do you mean?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
Well,
Okay.
fixes. I think there's a difference between like the toxic fix your game and like there's something broken and it needs to be fixed, right? Like,
Well, yeah, with Warframe, it's a bit of both. Yes, the popping is better. Warframe is classically, it's so old, so everybody's got beef. Everybody's got something they wish was changed, but most of the community would agree that they just move on and give you new content, fixing the
sure.
So now, granted, if any new player comes in and likes it, they've got 7 years worth of content and they can just gobble it up. Like me, I didn't see any problems. I'm like, this is great. And then after 1,000 hours, I'm like, yeah, maybe, XYZ. So, and then you've got ideas on Sea of Thieves, Caleb, that would make it better. But chances are the next DLC is not going to be that. It's going to be another faction or mermaids or something,
Sure.
So,
I mean, that would be lit though.
yeah, it would. Underwater. Everybody's saying underwater, and I don't know if anybody else has said ice, but great idea. But so yeah, what do game devs do? Do they spend time fixing the gripes listed in their community, or just giving them more, or a little bit of both? Probably. That's
If I was them, I would only listen to enough complaints. Like it would never be. I'm just like I wouldn't have anyone tuned into the community, but
Sure.
but also too, like they know what people are doing in the game. They know everything everyone is doing in the game.
it's all
So
measured.
they know the trends. They know more than we will ever know about
Mhm.
like what the game should go. So if they don't fix something, I kind of always think that because it doesn't seem it's not important to them.
Yeah.
It's like not like they don't like you or they don't like you playing the game
Sure.
or they don't like the game. Like, what I'm saying? Like there's reasons why things are the way they are in certain games. And I'm not sure people can complain their way into a game that would suit them because everyone's different. Like there's so
Yeah.
many people. Like
Sure.
Well, like with Squadrons, they took the bomber from 2,500 health to 2,000. that's the 20% drop. That's huge. Because
Yeah.
everybody was complaining that the bombers were
Yeah,
impossible to take
and
down.
I'm sure
So,
their data set said the exact same thing. So
Yeah.
like, and now they're going to adjust that. They're going to look at the data, see how it performs over time, and they make another adjustment.
mhm.
You know,
Well,
Yeah,
Overwatch.
yeah, but if somebody was like, "Oh man, it's taking forever to kill this," and then they look at their stats, like, "Nah, you just suck real
you just
bad."
suck,
Like,
bro.
yeah, they're yeah,
To-
yeah, hit your shots. Like,
the
what the
devs come
fuck? And
back
then,
with get good. You know, like
yeah,
get good,
yeah,
bro.
they won't change that aspect. But
That would be
I
fucking
mean,
hilarious.
if you get a train rolling on a specific thing with enough people, it would probably fix it. Something that they don't want to fix. Maybe they would look into it a little more if you had
There's
like
also
a
going to be
million people saying the same thing.
Right.
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
That's
also
what it was.
take into consideration there could be 5 million people not saying anything and 1 million who aren't good saying something. So like,
Right.
I think you got to take it
Yeah,
all
it's
with
all
a grain of
about like
salt.
figuring out what's actually a problem and what's not. It's
Mhm.
always interesting to me when you see like early access games that are like all about building towards like a fully released game and using player feedback to do that. That sounds intimidating as fuck to me, like at all times. But like the game I've been playing the shit out of over the last couple months, Hades, did that exactly. And when Hades came out 1.0, it was fucking great. And they had like a system where they would, when they put an update in that was something that was community feedback, there was a special little icon in the patch notes to let people know, like, hey, this is because y'all said to
That's
look
awesome.
at this.
That is awesome.
So like you would know when the community would like actually impact the game, and that's really cool. But can everybody do that? Probably no, definitely not. Right? There's no way. Well, I mean,
I think that
Put a gold star on something and go, thanks, community. Boop.
most people want to know that it's selfish and entitled, but most people want to know that the devs and the game is actually listening
Yes.
to them.
sure.
So maybe just something that says, "Hey, we hear you," you know,
Yeah.
even if they say we hear you, but nicely fuck off. But you know, like,
Sure.
but also like they're busy doing stuff that we can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like they have work to do that we can't even fathom. So like,
Right.
why like they don't really have the time for that? In my opinion, I wouldn't have the
Sure.
time for that.
Sure. And that's why you see teams that are based in community management, right? Because like your job is to not just keep the community like invested or involved, but also like take community feedback and tell the team what's actually feedback worth doing and what's just shitty people griping, you know?
Yeah.
So back to open worlds for a second. Do you guys have like a good backlog of open worlds? Are they games that you find yourself looking to play, or are they not your bag generally?
It's a mixed bag. Sometimes the size of them can lose me. This year I said goodbye to Witcher 3. I'm just never going to finish Witcher 3.
Sure.
It's too big. I've tried too many times. I've put it down too many times. So just like learning the piano, I'm just going to go, you know what? Guess it's not going to happen.
I guess this is just not for me. Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Except someday I might to get back to piano. But so I said goodbye to Witcher. I would like to play the latest not Stalker. What's the Russian
Metro?
game? Metro Exodus looks pretty great thanks to the
Yeah.
video you just shared it today.
Yes.
That looks kind of right up my alley. It's one of the things they mentioned. So they were talking about immersion. Guys, maybe we can talk about immersion for a minute. Like, at what point do you feel so in the game? Not that you forget that you're in the game, but it has this sort of unknown quantitative where you're just like, I feel like I'm a part of this world. And the things they said were like in this game, so many things didn't have an interface. So you had to, like, when you went through your inventory, you actually took your backpack off, just through it. And the map was a device with like wires hanging off, a physical map you would.
Yeah.
So it never break away to an interface. There was no upgrading. There was 2 loot items, and it was just very tactile and in front of you, and that looked pretty neat. And they said there was no real penalties, so like you have to maintain your guns, right? And if you don't, it just jams, which is like a brief temporary disservice or whatever. But like, and then your oxygen filter runs, and I don't know what, you don't die. It's just a minor inconvenience. So it's a lot of these things that just keep you maintaining your character, and the penalties are minor inconveniences. So, yeah, that definitely looks like a game I want to get into.
Yeah,
So
I
for
was.
immersion for you
Yeah.
is the environment basically, and how
Well,
much it's seamless and intertwines together, so you don't feel like you're playing a video game. Is
It's
what you're saying?
So I think of Red Dead too, right? Everybody's played Red Dead.
Yeah.
You order from the catalog. You actually thumb through a catalog, right? The
Yeah.
game's very slow. You walk around, you get up and off your horse. To get your items, you actually have to walk up to your horse to change your weapons. You know, a lot of like
yeah.
in-game practicality.
You don't just have like 12 guns on you. You actually
Like
have
in
to
GTA
swap 'em out.
fashion, where it's
Mhm.
like I've got 40 things in my hands.
I have a rocket launcher and an RPG, and a grenade launcher. Like, wait, what? You have the two biggest weapons in the world and a minigun? Okay,
How
let
do
me
you
whip
do
this out of my pocket.
The world's best backpack is what he has.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For me, it's story. Like a good story it will bring me into the immersion of it.
Sure.
What's the best single-player story that you can remember that has had you completely locked in?
in an
Watch
open world
Dogs
game?
Legion.
Hey, Ryan's getting
I
all of his
about
fix
lost my mind the other day.
Yeah.
Like having to make the decision that I had to make in that game. I was like,
Mhm.
bro, what the fuck? Like I had
Mhm.
no idea it was coming. And the whole mission leading up to it, I was like, what is going on? Why is this happening? And like I've never felt this way about a single player game, probably ever.
Yeah.
And like if I can continue down this path of like that immersion in the game, I would probably play more single player games. I just
Yeah,
feel like
sure.
I
I
haven't
hope
found
that
that
game
many.
gives us more of experiences just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tech,
Yeah.
what do you think? What's
What-
the last
what-
time? What's the last time a story just had you completely locked in a game? Naturally.
Oh, let's think here. Obviously Detroit.
Sure.
That's right. Yeah.
What else? That's the first one I can think of.
Mhm.
I really
Yeah.
enjoyed the Spider-Man story once you got past the halfway point. Um,
See, it's interesting because I only liked the first and last, like third or quarter. I thought all the middle was fluff, and then of course the finale was. But
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. Because you know me, I'm not really that big of a story guy.
Yeah, sure.
It has to be a lot to grab me, to bring me into the story. So definitely, I think the biggest one that I felt, because you talk about immersion. Detroit is immersion. Like that's
Yeah.
just what it is.
It's like a
Sure.
show, right?
Yeah.
It is a show. It's
Yeah.
with a million different, like not a million, but a few different ways each story, each act can go, which is pretty fun. If you haven't played it, you should.
Yeah, I started
Um,
it, but we fell off of it.
Yeah.
It's
So-
interesting that you say you're not a big story guy, but it's the story that you require to feel the immersion. It feels like maybe you might be fighting yourself some of these. Like you're expecting something, but at the same time you're not looking for it.
No.
Okay.
I'm just not that much of a story game player.
Mhm.
But like immersion is like you're not going to be immersed in Apex because you can't wraith portal in real life, right? So the realism involved, the story involved, the people involved, the connection. Grand Theft Auto got me because I like the characters.
Mhm.
Like it's a lot to do with that realism, not the actual, like for you it seems like it's physical realism. Mine is more like life realism, story realism.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, because realism to me, you mentioned like Apex can't have that much immersion because like it's not we got wraith portals and shit. Some of the most immersed I've been in games have been games that are like on different worlds and shit, right? Like Mass Effect where you're in space flying around talking to aliens and shit. There's been moments in that game where it was like, yo, I'm friends with this person and they want me to do a thing, but if I do this thing, it's gonna make this person mad, and like that shit really draws me in. At the same time that like Deus Ex, which takes place in a near future that's not hard to see actually happening, but still in a future where people have like cybernetic limbs, like being able to go into apartments and read emails and like see what people are going through in life, and then like run into those people on the street and like realize that what you did in this apartment at this time did something to them later.
Yeah.
So I think for me, the like thing that draws me into open world is consequence and immersion, and like that consequence usually leads to immersion. Like if I ever do something that feels like it actually matters, I'm like, oh yeah, this world exists. It's not just like a playground. It's a playground with actual consequence.
I just thought of something. If we're talking about physical immersion, that means like I don't know what's going on around me in real life, then probably PUBG. Because for that reason, for some reason, like I will be so focused in that game that like
Mhm.
when Aaron walks up to me, I'll like jump and like because
Yep.
I'm so focused. If
Mhm.
that which is
Yeah.
I think to me is a different form of immersion, right?
Yeah, it
Sure.
just draws you in so much.
Intense
that's
concentration.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
There's
just
a lot of
takes
games
over
that
your
just
focus.
like I'll play NBA 2K21 right now as a filler, or I'll play Tetris as a filler. Like so something I'm not really paying that much close attention to. You know what I'm saying? That
Sure,
makes sense.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like how you watch The Office, like you guys will watch The Office because like
Mhm.
it's in the background. I can kind of motorize playing 2K21, but like something that's like immersive, like where I have to focus and I have to concentrate, even a game like Apex, then that kind of immerses me as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I wonder what like because open world games are so popular right now. I wonder because there is like fatigue that you start to see when things are just kind of the way they are. People will complain like, "Oh, Ubisoft games all have a mechanic where you have to go to a tower, and when you get to the top of the tower, then you see the whole map or whatever." Assassin's Creed's been notorious for that for a minute, and then like Watch Dogs 1 and 2 did it, or 1 did it. I don't think 2 did, but there are like patterns people see and get tired of. So I wonder, like, as a replacement mechanically, like what open worlds can do to prompt you to explore them. Like Legion seems to be doing that by being like, all right, here's this person you have to go recruit, and then when you go to recruit them, they're going to send you to a place you haven't been to go do a mission, and then you have to go to another place from there. So it like sends you on tasks that take you to different places. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like how that changes with a system that can probably, as we get more into next gen, can probably do a whole lot more.
I
Right?
don't think it's gonna be a next gen implementation that makes like the next level of open world. I think
I
it's just gonna be somebody's big bold innovation. Like Sea of Thieves is pretty innovative, doing everything on an ocean. Uh, and then Legion is pretty innovative for doing the Legion mechanic. That
Yeah,
there is
sure.
no main character. That's pretty cool. That really makes you think everybody in the city is part of my playground.
Sure.
Like even in GTA, like you see a hooker, you're like, I could do something with the hooker, and then everybody else is just fluff for you to run over or something. Like there's no interaction. You can run, you can do a drive by, you can punch them and keep moving. But here, you know, you can interact with every NPC. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to take some bold dev to go, oh yeah, what about this? What if the next step is some sort of procedural you can go in every single,
well,
and
that's
it's
gonna
procedurally
come.
generated as soon as you open that door or something.
I think it's gonna come with the next generation consoles. They're more powerful. Like you need more
Yeah.
power.
Well, I mean,
Like
of course.
one of the things that you look off in the distance and it's not pixelated yet.
Right.
Like that's
Yeah,
a
sure.
limitation that we have through technology.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And there's the like velocity architecture shit with the new Xbox is talking about allowing games to load textures and zip files that are easier to move around than open because the system is smart enough to open them when they're
That's
needed and put them away.
Crazy. That's crazy to me.
Yeah. So
Oh
like
yeah.
we're gonna see a lot bigger stuff that doesn't have to be as taxing because systems can just go, actually, what if we just did this over here instead of over here? Who knows? What else do I have in here as questions? I do not remember. Do you guys have a favorite open world game specifically?
I do not know where it is on my list of. I did want to mention the Batman series.
Oh, sure. The Arkham games are fucking lit.
Yeah, I
Does
could
that seem
not.
open world though?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
it didn't.
Eventually.
It didn't feel like the best open world though.
I think by the time you get to Arkham Knight and you're driving
the one with the Batmobile.
driving the Batmobile around, that's pretty open world.
Yeah, this is open world of Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, how big does an open world have to be for it to be an open world to that's a good question. Like, is Spider-Man open world, but Arkham Knight not?
It felt like it was still very like direction forced. Like, but I felt Spider-Man was a little bit more like, oh, I can go here and fuck off for an hour, or I can go here fuck off for an hour. And I don't remember Arkham Knight giving me that feeling.
Did
Sure.
you? Okay,
I beat
you
it.
played the one with the car.
Yeah, I beat it.
Oh, okay. So
It's also
what
been
you
many
just said-
years, so maybe I just forget. Maybe I forgot. Shit.
Yeah, it feels like you're just. I mean, the first one's extremely linear. That's the way that game was made. The second one was, you could fly and stuff, but it was very much go here, do this, go here. Do this. I felt Night was extremely open, but you know.
If you like go around and do the Whittler stuff, if you go around and do like every little small thing, Night had its moments of like, this neighborhood has got a lot of shit in it right now. I need to clear it out. Yeah. I forgot about the Arkham games as open worlds for a minute. That's awesome. I wish we got more superhero games.
Good ones.
Spider-Man and Batman have been the two best
days, yeah.
video games.
It certainly isn't Marvel Avengers.
Remember when we all played that game for a week? Batman's
Never
only
getting that $60 back.
Yeah. Batman's only kind of been good since Arkham. All the
Yep.
Batman games before that were duds.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yep.
But Spider-Man had, some gems.
Spider-Man's been good actually for a long time.
Yeah, like Spider-Man 2.
It's
on
always
PS1
improved.
PS1
on top
Yeah.
of it, you know?
You'll have a stinker every now and then, but for the most part, even like Edge of Shadows or whatever, they were fun. They were good.
Yeah.
Like the original Spider-Man on, I guess
Yeah.
not the original, but the one on PlayStation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very good.
That one was very good.
Yep.
And then we also were like, why am I swinging from the clouds? And the next one was like, you can only swing from buildings. It's like,
That's right.
there we go. We're getting somewhere. Like, all right.
You had to literally aim at the building before you used your web shooter.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds like a pain in the ass.
Not so much like there.
You
but
had
like
to make
right
sure
or
it was
left.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You
The
had to
most
make sure
recent
there was a building
Marvel
there.
Spider-Man does that.
Yes.
Well, you'll like, oh, if I'm going to be going around this corner, I want to get close to this building, so he attaches to that. Or like, yeah. I also miss when Spider-Man just, what was the excuse the comic writers gave, that the web's attached to the top of the frame of the picture? That's what he's swinging from, which is a cheap.
Comics. Once upon a time, comics were a lot simpler.
Once upon a time, yes, everything was much simpler. Ryan, do you have a favorite open world game?
I'll probably say the Horizon series.
Oh,
for
sure.
Forza.
Sure. Horizon
I
4
enjoy
is
that.
fucking great.
I enjoy that a lot, being able to drive to all the missions and actually having. If you look at the map whenever you're playing and to do all the missions, the map is fucking full.
Yes.
You could play for 100 hours and still have shit to do that you've never seen before. Like, and they've got a stunt series where you actually are a stunt driver for a movie, and like a drift series where you got to go do like specific things. Like you have roles in that game, not specifically like that improve your driving or anything, but you get to drive a James Bond car and do a movie scene in that sort of way.
Yeah.
So it's very, very cool. You can literally drive any place you can think of. So yeah, I've enjoyed that a lot.
There were rumors
Speaking of
for a
immersion.
minute that game was going to have a Japan.
Yeah.
That
would be incredible.
The Forza Horizon 5 was going to be in the Japanese mountains.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is like Germany is like they have the Autobahn. Like that's a huge car thing. Why is that not in a Horizon game?
Sure.
Like why is Japan not a Horizon game? Like I don't understand the like
These huge
they
car
pick-
culture.
Yeah, they pick Great Britain. Like what? Like that's
They pick,
that doesn't have anything-
they pick Scotland even. Like they just
yes.
I mean, cool. Scotland's beautiful, but like
Okay, you're right. The next game needs to focus on some huge car culture mecca.
Yes.
yeah. Give me Dubai. Give me fucking Tokyo. Something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Like I want give me Mount Fuji, which they have in the actual Forza Motorsports game. Give me that instead of giving me this island update that they gave for Forza Horizon 4 that is basically Mount Fuji but not it.
Yeah, it's the Skellige Isles instead, or the Skellige Isles is a Witcher thing.
Yeah, like it's a car-based game. Give me a region that loves vehicles and give that to me. Like Japan made all of the the Nissan Skylines and like all of the incredible cars that we have. Not all of them, but like
probably half.
Probably half of the cars that everybody loves to see. but yeah, we can't drive there. Like,
Come
what the fuck?
on. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not?
I think speaking of immersion, that would add to that series for sure. Having well, of course, I'm sure people from the UK love Horizon 4 more than you and I. But I think what I would want, it's a game about a driving festival. Let me get out of my freaking car with the avatar I designed and go talk to other drivers and look at my car like people do in GTA.
Yep.
Maybe even dance to this music you
Why
paid so
can't
much
you have-
money to put in the game.
Why can't you have meetups? Why is that not a thing?
Yeah.
People literally do that in real life. I'm in like 4 car groups and I do that like at least 2 or 3 times a month.
Sure, sure. Yeah,
Like,
having
It's what people do. They stand around and like admire what that person's worked on. Yeah, you can all do the same thing in this game, but you haven't done it. This guy did. Let's go look
The
at
Horizon
it. Like,
series is about a car festival that you cannot partake in.
that you can't be. Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
cutscenes are like, "Nice car, mate," and then "Okay, bye."
yeah,
You're the best driver around.
It would
Goodbye.
be it'd be really cool if they also like gave you more granularity in Horizon when you're customizing your car, so that like if you were to go to a car show, you could like change the interior and
Yeah.
change under the hood, so that like that shit looked away because you wanted it to look a certain way, so that you
Yep.
could actually have a reason to like walk around and look at cars and be like, oh shit, that's dope.
So
Yeah,
give us that Horizon, or just bring back Midnight Club.
Man,
man.
Dub
Rocks-
Edition. Gotta make
Rocks-
sure you say Dub Edition.
Rockstar's never making
So
another
fire.
racing game, man. Grand Theft Auto made him too much money. I don't know
I
if
saw
one of my...
Dub Edition on a car the other day in real life. I thought
Nice.
that was amazing.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, I saw somebody.
You ask him about it, he's like, "What's that?" Oh,
Yeah, did
okay.
you have 16
You're
inch
one of
wheels?
those guys.
I might have. I think it was a little hooked up.
That's dope. I don't know what my favorite open world game is, but I know that like my top 2 or 3 include Far Cry 3, because that game was fucking dope, and every Far Cry since then
3 was good.
been worse. Far Cry 2 was really good too.
Game Maker's Toolkit suggested Far Cry 2's world was a little more immersive.
Far Cry 2's world was more immersive, but I was more into 3 because it felt more fun to play around in.
Flat out, it was more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like having to take malaria pills in Far Cry 2 because it forced you to do that.
Dig the bullet out of your leg.
Yeah. Oh, that shit was great though.
Mm-hmm.
Taking like tweezers and pulling a bullet out of your forearm. Which that wouldn't
I
be
think
how
it was
that happened.
pliers.
What did I say? Tweezers?
Tweezers?
Definitely
Yeah,
not tweezers. It was definitely
Definitely
pliers.
not.
Yeah, it's
Plucking
like,
your eyebrows.
it's like needle
Pull
nose
out.
pliers or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Fucking tweezers. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Far Cry's up there. GTA's got to be up there, right? Because, like, especially when you're playing online and you can start like businesses with your friends and run like a shipping company and like a drug organization and like all of these different fucking things. That's cool as fuck.
Hey, credit where credit is due. Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. Come on.
We're very good.
Yeah,
Like,
I will agree.
yeah.
like seeing the Middle East.
Yeah,
That's not too derogatory, but like that, you know, not derogatory, but like too specific. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
this Jesus was just there, right there. Like, that was, you know what I mean? Like, that's huge. Like Damascus and Acre and all those stuff. And like,
yeah.
come on. And as a kid who was raised on the Bible, that shit was incredible. And I don't even care about the Bible anymore, but like
Yeah, yeah.
seeing the old world, and that was what's so cool about Origin. But seeing the old world, man, it was incredible. And then I didn't give a shit about Italy before Assassin's
For
Creed
Ezio.
2.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That
Now
was my
it's like
that was
my
my
number one
third
tourist
one.
spot.
Yep, that was my third one. I learned so much about Italy because of the Ezio trilogy.
Right.
And then to the point that like even now people are like, "What Assassin's Creed should I play?" And I'm like, "Just buy the Ezio trilogy and play those 3. They're the best."
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. I worked at Starbucks with an actual Italian who would say things in Italian and I would say things back and he'd be like, "You speak Italian?" I'm like, "No, I played Assassin's Creed."
Yep.
Because so much of that game was in Italian too. Yeah, but seeing like Venice and Tuscany and Florence and all those fucking
Did they help? I don't know the timeline real well, and you've got a video in there close to the wire. You've got a video on the evolution of the open world. I wonder where Assassin's Creed is in the evolution of the open world.
It was
How
like
much
second.
are we affected by it now?
It was like second, third of that video. It shows up, but like Assassin's Creed was really big on giving you an open world that like you could move around on foot first, right?
Yeah.
Because those games were like some of the first big cities you could run around with not getting any cars.
No, yeah, or horses, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, if Assassin's Creed 1, you had horses, but not in town.
Right.
You could ride them in the in-between spaces when you're going from like Acker to whatever. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much they influence stuff though, because like the Ubisoft open worlds have obviously drawn a lot from it, because Watch Dogs is just Assassin's Creed in present day,
Yes.
largely. Minus being able to run on roofs and shit. But you can largely if you can get to them.
Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto probably is one of the first innovators, obviously.
Sure, the top-down GTA
And
1
then
and 2.
Grand Theft Auto 3 being the evolutionary step in that. Of course, we had MMOs at the time that was 3D and open world, but like this is fast paced and action stuff like that.
Yep. And GTA 3 was in Miami, right? Vice City?
3 was Liberty City, which is the LA equivalent.
No, Liberty's
No,
New
that-
York.
that-
That was
San
four.
Andreas, right?
No,
Ray was
Liberty,
San
Liberty
Andreas.
City was the. You're right. Liberty City is the New York equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vice City
That
was
was-
Vice
that
City
was
was
four.
Miami and the like Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Ballad of Gay Tony was Vice City, right?
Yes.
No, that was Liberty City.
Oh, I don't know shit.
I don't know Grand Theft Auto very well because I couldn't play them. I couldn't play them at home.
But speaking of Far Cry earlier, though, that trailer that they put out originally, if they don't follow through with a solid fucking game after that,
oh, you
talking
mean
about
for-
immersion
for the new one coming out?
for the new one, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Him handing his son a freaking grenade while he's standing over like riots that are happening in front of his like estate. Like, bro, if you don't follow through on an immersive gameplay after that, dude,
Yeah,
you're gonna lose so many people.
it's also
Like
looking like
Watch Dogs was like, hey, here's a game, it's fun to play, and it's just like, bam, shit's happening. Like what? Like what the fuck?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's interesting because Far Cry's never been an open world game that's ever been in a city. There's been like small towns, but this looks like it's in like a Cuban parallel because it's not Cuba, but like a Cuban island which with cities on it, which reminds me of like Mercenaries were really good open world games. Did y'all play Mercenaries?
Yes, they were. Yep.
Yeah.
Tech, did you ever play Mercenaries? You could like call in missile strikes on city buildings, and like yeah, those games were fucking dope. And the second one was co-op, and then the company died. Outside of open world games and Watch Dogs Legion, because that has been the majority of our conversation tonight, has anybody played anything else new that they want to share real quick before we get into the wrap up?
New. What have I played new? I don't
Tech,
think
did you
so.
get into a couple rounds of Apex before hopping on?
No, because it started at 10 o'clock,
Mm.
and it had to download. So
Oh, damn.
It was 49 gigs or 46 gigs.
yeah,
Wow.
Oh, so they just
Like,
completely
damn.
replaced the
Like,
game.
Big boy.
They're Call of Duty download sizes. Like
yeah, man. New map, new characters.
Are they going to
new skins.
cycle
Yeah.
through all three maps, Tech, or are they going to stick with two?
No, for the first 2 weeks, you're only going to be able to play Olympus, and then they're going to take Kings Canyon off, and it's just going to be World's Edge for a while. So the two of them for a while.
All right. That sucks, but all right. I like Kings Canyon, but I heard some shit recently of people complaining about it being not great for some reason.
What, Kings Canyon?
Yeah, but then I also heard
No, I
people
mean, it's-
complain
it's the
about World's
first
Edge.
It's World's Edge. I don't know. Here's my thing with Apex. I think people just complain if they're not good, and
Sure.
and then people who make a living off of it complain because there's a fan base for people who complain, and then they want the game to be easy so they have a reason to stream.
Sure.
Like I saw one person talking about one streamer talking about they have 30 kills, and I was like, is this fun for you? Like, is that what you want, the game to be so easy for you that you get 30 kills? Like,
Yeah,
that's not
sure.
fun.
No. And then they catch people that are using aimbots that get 30 kills, and then you're like, why are you doing this? Is this fun for you?
Yeah.
Ugh, craziness. Okay, so that's interesting. I didn't realize that they were gonna edge out Kings Canyon for a bit, but we'll see what happens.
Looks like all I've played recently is the Deep Rock update, which we talked about earlier, which was actually very cool, and I'd love to do it again. It's the Roughneck update with the escort mission and the deep mining. And then I'm trying to stay up on my squadrons. So I'm up to like level 44, but I'm not ranked because I got the rank bug. So I got to start over.
Nice.
So
yeah, rank it up.
So I definitely want to. I said this when the game came out. I want this to be my apex. I want to have a rank that I'm proud of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
So this is like, I'm not very competitive. I'm getting less competitive every year, but this is really fun for me. Probably just because, I don't know, it's got such a tie to the games I used to play.
Yeah, sure. It's like the Star Wars game we've been dreaming of for a minute, and we finally got it.
Yeah, and it's got a pretty strong, if not smallish, fan base, but I think it'll stay strong enough to survive for at least a year probably.
Yeah.
Just to keep the servers up.
Yeah.
People like have full throttle and stick with VR and all that shit. Like, people are into it. So
yeah, I mean, I've got throttle and stick. I don't have VR. I'm not that cool. But,
I'm getting VR this year. Like, not this year, but like 2021. The boy, I'm getting an Oculus.
Yeah, dude.
I don't give a fuck.
Just don't get the Quest. Don't get the Quest 2.
Which one is the one that's like all by itself?
The Quest,
Quest
is.
2.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. What's wrong with that one?
I don't get that one.
You are. It links to your Facebook. So
I don't think
have
that's
to be
going
connected.
away.
You have to get connected to Facebook to play your games, and if you disconnect from Facebook, you can't play your games.
I don't think that's going away if you want an Oculus.
Well, there are other equivalents. There are other options out there. The HP one's a little pricier, but it's just as good.
So, you'd be mad funny if you were watching porn on your Oculus and that motherfucker updated to Facebook. That would be so foul, dude.
Yeah, that would not be. I would not be pleased. I would be no.
Yeah.
No.
But HP's got one that's really good. Valve's got one that's
Valve
like $1,000.
Yeah, Valve just sent one out.
And then there's always PlayStation VR if you want your first like cheap foray into it. It's fucking sexy, and it's PS5 ready, so pretty crazy.
It's also a
It is
lot of
crazy.
cords. It's a lot of cords. The PSVR.
Not when you're wearing it though. It's just one. You know what I mean? Once you're in the game, it's done. It's connected. It's behind your TV. It's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what VR ends up turning
Just-
into as it goes.
Or just set up a dummy Facebook account. Like, I have a dummy
good
Facebook
point.
account. Like,
That's a good point.
has nothing to do with nobody. You
Yeah,
know? So,
steal this identity. Go for it.
yeah, have at it.
Yeah.
But yeah. That is kind of scary though to open up. It's always scary to open up your social media to a company. Like, we do it, but it's weird.
I was real sad when Oculus was bought by Facebook. I was like, y'all don't make games. Why would you do this? Ugh, gross.
That's fuck. That's
But
like,
they're a streaming company, okay? Let them do it.
People don't stream VR that much, do they? It seems like
No,
it's-
they
Uh,
do. The streaming
No,
company.
it's out there. It's out
that's
there.
weird.
A lot of
That's
people
weird.
do actually. I don't know about a lot, but I mean, it's there. It's a thing.
Enough. Yeah, sure. Enough. I've not. I just went through my list of stuff that I've played on my Xbox. At least I re-downloaded Assassin's Creed Black Flag to play through that. It's amazing how much you don't realize how much games change in a generation.
You go back, you're like, oh.
Yeah, because we're getting Valhalla next week, and it's gonna be the last Assassin's Creed game to release on the Xbox One. And as a point, I decided to re-download Black Flag and play it, and it was like, yo, this is not good.
No.
But I remember playing it and being like, this shit fucking rocks. And like, don't get me wrong, sailing around still dope, but the vast majority of the activities you do feel less good because it's just time. We've improved frame rate and animations and all sorts of stuff, so it feels better.
And it doesn't have this art style and fidelity that's timeless. You know, games like Celeste or
Sure.
Fable
Yeah.
are going to probably last forever because they look a kind of certain kind of way.
Yeah, this just looks like a muddy open world game.
This is just aged.
Yep.
Just remember, we all used to think that GoldenEye on the N64 looked like Call of Duty does now.
Dude,
Okay,
straight up
like
cutting
it was the shit, bro. And then you go back and look at it, and you can't decide if that's your person or the wall.
Yeah.
So
You guys remember Perfect Dark?
Yep.
Yes, fuck
Yep.
yes.
Game was the shit.
It was dope. And now,
Now
it's
it's
like,
shit.
ew.
Now it's shit.
Yeah.
It was the shit.
Now it's
now
just
it is the shit.
Sure. What else, man? We never talked about Valhalla that much this episode, like we were going to. But one of the things that I love about open world games is when they let you build a community. And Valhalla's doing that. You have like a town that you increase and build as you go. And Assassin's Creed 2 did that too, Ben, with Monteriggioni.
Yep.
Your uncle's little town. And that shit was dope, going out and doing shit and then coming back and improving your town.
Yeah.
Shit. Ryan, you been playing anything other than Watch Dogs?
I was looking at my thing and it says Watch Dogs and Apex. That's it.
All right. We're in the lull, I guess, or maybe not even lull. It's just I think
it's about to pop off, like the season, and especially with the new Xbox.
Yep.
And some of the games coming out.
Yep. And we're getting Destiny the new Destiny expansion on Game Pass next week, which it will be interesting because I wonder how many of my friends are going to pick that shit up. We're going to be getting Assassin's Creed and Cyberpunk, which are both single player games, and then Call of Duty is soon as well. I don't think I'm getting that. Is anybody in this group getting Call of Duty? We all were pretty bad opinion on it.
I'm not.
Okay.
No, I will wait until all of my friends go, we can't stop playing this. We're on our second week. We all can't stop playing this. This is fucking incredible. Get it? Like, oh, okay.
I feel like I got a group of friends who are like that now, who are diehard Call of Duty fans, and like I still don't want to get into it.
There's a zombies coming back though, and apparently it's supposed to be cool. They've got like kill streaks and shit for zombies, so I don't know what that's gonna turn into.
Be cool if they would sell that as a separate purchase.
I wish they would just have a zombies game.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. Just selling zombies for $40.
That's a good point.
Somebody made the point the other day. Nobody would buy the Call of Duty games in.
Sure. No,
if you have the zombies in the Call of Duty game, they're gonna buy it for zombies.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of multiplayer.
That's the point of learning. Well, that's how you learn that you need to stop doing something, is when people stop wanting it. Yeah. Yep. There's a lot of people that play Call of Duty though, so I don't see that game ever really falling.
I just think it's autopilot for them. Like it's just like Madden and 2K at this point. Like people are going to play a shooting game, and that's the shooting game they'll play.
Yep. It's like people that watch sports. Sorry, not play sports. People that watch sports. Every year they're watching the sport and doing the same thing with their friends, going to the same bars, going to the same houses to do the same stuff because it's baseball season or whatever. I think Call of Duty is very much the same. It's like, new Call of Duty's out. We're all gonna play it. We're all gonna go get it the day one and
clockwork.
Yep. It's the same as when you buy an NBA or when I play MLB.
Yep.
It's just, that's what I do every year because it's the game that I plug my brain into to do.
It's what I've literally been doing for 20 years this year. That's
fucking wild. Yeah. I had a moment where I couldn't buy baseball games, but I'm sure if I had had a PlayStation from the start, then I probably would be close because I've had MLB since '98. And then it's fucking nuts. They were all like in the point where, like, shit, man, we've been playing games for a long fucking time.
Yep.
That's what happens as the world gets older.
Yep.
So that's going to do it for the episode at large. If you want to follow us or anything that we do on Nerdy Bits, you can go to nerdybits.com or follow us on Twitter at nerdy_bits. If you want to follow me, you can go to Twitter and follow me under Lubwub. I'm also in all the other places under Lubwub that it's important. Ben, where can people find you?
Everywhere at Sketch Sawyer. One word.
Tech, where can people find you?
Everything at Tech Supreme.
Dope. And Ryan, where can people find you?
Sergeant Sodium, most places.
Shit. Before we say goodbye, Ben finds a fun fact. We call it our Smurf fact. I do not have the jingle for you guys this week because that's the one fucking thing I forgot is to have that. But it's called Smurf fact. And what is it, Ben? Do you got it?
Do the jingle for us, Caleb.
Yeah.
You have to say it.
Oh yeah.
I had it on my phone.
Old school.
Spicy.
Had it on my phone. Had to go old school. What's our fun fact, Ben?
The North Star might seem like a fixed marker in the sky. However, what we now recognize as the North Star, Polaris, hasn't always been our guiding light. And it won't always be in the future. By the year 13,000 AD, right around the corner, star Vega will take its place, according to NASA. And by the year 26,000, Polaris will be right back where it was and return to its status as North Star.
What?
What if there's, how do they would they even know that though? Like, how do they?
All right.
Math,
Science
dude.
and numbers.
Science and numbers and math that we don't get. That's all it is.
That's why we're here on a computer
Apparently.
looking at each other's science and
Sure.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some shit that
If
we
it
don't.
wasn't-
You know what fucks me up, man?
You know what bugs me up? Yeah, dude, we need to start that podcast,
We
dude.
do.
We have.
We do. Just dedicated to shit that happens that we don't get. Because it's endless content.
Somebody gets it. Just
Honestly,
we
yeah,
don't.
that would be a lot of content with that.
It'll be a lot of content. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the word
Harold
hipster
says,
goes all the way back to the 1930s. That's a fun one too.
Hipster goes back to the 30s?
Yeah.
What did it mean
I
back
believe that.
then? Look it up while I'm
Uh,
reading. Harold in chat said Polaris will always be my North Star no matter what NASA says.
Longest
Pluto's-
wedding veil is 63 and a half football fields long. That's a good fact.
What the fuck?
Plain and simple, in the 30s, it was just somebody that was in, actually in the jazz scene.
So being hip made you a hipster.
Unless you hated jazz. Why don't they just play the same notes?
They just play the right notes. That's nuts. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. Those of you who listened, thank you to No Taker for our theme song, Into the Light. We got our music from Monster Cat, because I said that funny. And we'll catch you guys next week when we talk about something new. Oh,
Something
shit.
else.
Oh, shit, guys. Next week when we do this podcast, 3 of us will have an Xbox Series X.
And 2 years and a week from now, I'll have one.
It's Ryan's like running joke, and it's funny every time.
All right, real quick before we go, what is the game you cannot wait to play?
The game
What's
we
the
can't wait to
first
play on
thing?
Series X.
What's the first thing? Well, the most thing.
Whatever comes out in 2 years.
Right. Like, I don't think I'm buying anything specifically for it. So
I don't think I'll have to.
You guys have to download a lot of shit, y'all.
Mhm.
You have to re-download everything.
Watch Dogs
be
is gonna
doing.
look fucking great.
Yeah.
I know people playing it on PC that say ray tracing makes the game look and feel very different. I'm super pumped for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's a good chance by the time we podcast next week, I'll be hours into that game.
I see.
Yes.
All right. Well, to be continued, I guess.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Ben, do you have anything you're looking forward to other than Cyberpunk, or is it just Cyberpunk?
No, but see, I need to know what games are going to be, ready that have the little XS logo
Sure.
on it. Of course, Sea of Thieves, because we play it every week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs facelift is going to be nice.
Yep.
I'm just counting my days for Cyberpunk when disconnect myself off the internet, plug in an IV, wear a diaper, and see you guys in a couple months.
Incredible. Yes.
Jesus.
Well, we can all hope that happens and that it's fun to watch, but
I'll be live streaming.
can't
Diaper
wait.
cam.
Can't wait.
Diaper cam, bro? You are getting banned.
Thanks for
I'm
listening.
gonna make sure of it.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We promise we won't do diapers, but who knows?
We promise.
But who knows? Take it easy, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.